What's up guys, this is Yasser. Welcome back to my channel. You're watching Yasser's Fit Frag, and today I'm going to talk about some more attars from the brand Ajmal. So I'll be talking about 5 different fragrances today, out of which 2 are just samples that I received when I bought attars in bulk. So one of them is a perfume basically. So coming in at number 5 is Ajmal Blue Eau de Parfum. So this is a 100 ml perfume which costs about 1500 in the retail, I guess, but not a huge fan of this because I personally believe there are better options for 1500 compared to this. But just for the viewers' benefit, I would still brief you about how exactly this smells. So it opens up with citrus and watermelon note, and then in the mid you get some lavender and nutmeg to give it that little spiciness, and then in the base you get woody and musky note. So overall performance, it's not bad for the price. It projects about 1 hour for 1 feet, and then it lasts about 7 to 8 hours. Overall, if you ask my personal opinion, I would rate this a 7 on 10 because like I mentioned, for 1500 you would still get better options from other brands. So now coming in at number 4 is Ajmal Rocky. So this is again a sample that they gave me as complimentary. It's a 0.25 ml sample. It's Ajmal Rocky. Usually this is categorized as women's attar, but in my personal opinion, I would say that it is 50% masculine, 50% feminine. So depends on your personal taste again. So it opens up with citrus and gooseberry note, and in the mid you would get a little bit of jasmine, some yellow florals and lavender, and in the base you would get vetiver, sandalwood and musk. So performance is actually good. It projects about 2 to 3 hours for 1 to 2 feet. Then it lasted about 10 to 12 hours easily, so not bad in terms of performance. But those who like Ajmal Aurum, which I have talked in the previous series, then you might like Rocky as well, though it is a little feminine to me. So I would personally not wear this, so that's the reason I did not buy a full bottle of this. Now coming in at number 3 is Camille Mumtaj. Now this is a loose attar again. It comes in 5 grams and it costs about 325. If there is discount running in, you can even get it for lesser. Now, I did this based on the request that I received. I personally do not like this so much, so I wouldn't be wearing it much because it has that dirty, earthy kind of oak moss feel, which I am not really a fan of. So it opens up with oud, a little bit of cardamom, there is gooseberry and some tobacco in it to give it that spiciness. I'm not a huge fan of the opening of this one, but the dry down is still okay. In the mid I get some coriander and night queen flowers, which is called Raat Ki Rani, along with some oak moss kind of feel. And the base I get black musk, amber and sandalwood. So that's the overall blend, but performance wise it is more like a beast performance because it has a very potent, sharp, punchy opening. So if you like strong attars, then this is something that you can go for. From my personal taste, I don't really enjoy wearing this one because of that dirty, earthy feel. The cardamom and oud is a little harsh in the opening, and it kind of gives me a headache when I wear it indoors. So not a huge fan of this. For me, it is just a 7 on 10. So in case you like strong attars, this is definitely that you can try. It lasts about 12 to 14 hours easily. So no issues when it comes to the performance as well. So coming in at number 2 is Khususi Dehnul Oud Abiyaz. So this is again a loose attar. 5 grams costs about 325. If there is discount running in, you would still get it for lesser price. Now this opens up with a little bit of Cambodian type of oud along with the eucalyptus leaves and then white patchouli. So those are the top notes. In case you can imagine that kind of a scent, then probably you might like this. Again, this is not something that I personally enjoy wearing. I did it only based on the request that I received. Now in the mid and base I get some woody notes, which is probably guaiac wood, some cashmere wood and some musky note. So that's the mid and base in this one. It does not have a heavy projection. It projects about 1 to 2 feet in the first 1 to 2 hours, and it only lasted about 8 hours when I tested. It's not bad actually, but comparing other Ajmal attars, they usually go 10 plus hours, but this one gave me 8 to 9 hours. But considering the price point, 8 to 9 hours is still a great performance. So that was at number 2. Now coming in at number 1 is Ajmal Mukhallat Al Wafa. So this is how the package comes. It comes in a glossy blue package, and this is how the bottle looks. It's actually very pretty looking bottle, very small but still not bad, pretty decent bottle. But the only sad part is this is not available in all the Ajmal stores these days. This is kind of discontinued, so you would only get it online. Now since you do not have option to buy it in the Ajmal stores, you have to take a chance online in case you do not find it in the stores. So I would be giving the link in my video description area below in case you're interested in trying. You can buy it from that link. I generally do not suggest online sites for perfume since there are multiple sellers there and you do not really get to know who sells authentic and fake. But since there is no choice for this one and based on the reviews, I would be suggesting this particular link. So this is a 12 ml attar, costs between 500 to 600 in case you get it on a discount. Now the oil in this, when you compare it to other Ajmal Attars, is not really thick. It's a little watery when you compare it to other Ajmal Attars, but I don't see much of an issue when it comes to performance. It has a soft performance, of course, not too loud, but still decent for the price. So it opens up with citrus, little bit of rose, then jasmine and oak moss in the opening. I'm not a huge fan of the opening of this particular one because it gives that dirty oak moss, earthy kind of feel. But do not judge this perfume only by the opening because the beauty of this particular attar comes only after 2 to 3 hours. So allow it to settle for 2 to 3 hours and then decide whether you like it or not. Personally, I did not like the opening because of that earthy oak moss note. I'm not a huge fan of the oak moss note generally, but the dirty oak moss earthy note dries down after 2 to 3 hours and then it turns into a beautiful scent. In the mid, you get a little bit of cumin and vetiver. Then in the base, you would get sandalwood and musk. So the mid and base starts playing the role after 2 to 3 hours when the oak moss settles down, and that's where the actual beauty of this attar starts. So I've got similar response from my colleagues as well because I asked them to test it. I just applied it on their hands and told them not to judge in the first 2 hours because they themselves did not like it in the first 2 hours. But after 2 to 3 hours, they themselves agreed that it actually changes a lot and it turns into that beautiful musky sandalwood vetiver kind of scent. So that's the beauty of this attar. So do not judge by the opening, at least allow it to settle for 2 to 3 hours and then decide whether you like it or not. So that was Ajmal Mukhallat Al Wafa. So number 1 in this particular series. In my opinion, I would give it an 8 on 10 considering the performance as well. So the performance was not too bad. It projects about 1 feet for about 2 hours and then it gave me a longevity of 8 to 9 hours. So 8 to 9 hours is still not bad, but if you compare other Ajmal Attars, they usually go 10 plus, but this one, like I said, the liquid is a little soft, so the projection and lasting probably is a little less compared to others. Maybe that's the reason. It's not too thick, but still not bad for the price. So that was it for today. Comment down in the comment section in case you have tried this or bought this. Let me know what your thoughts are about these attars. See you next time in another video. Cheers.